Hi book friends, welcome to Biblio Happy Hour, a podcast about bookstores and everything bookish. I'm your host, Victoria Wood. In today's show, we'll be talking to Georgia Court from Bookstore1, located in Sarasota, Florida. Today's episode is brought to you by Biblio, a new online directory for independent bookstores. They also list book clubs and bookish-related events. If you love the show and what we're doing over on Biblio and you want to help us support local independent bookstores, visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/Biblio. When you become a patron, you're helping us to list, advertise, and promote local independent bookstores worldwide. You'll also get perks such as access to our full podcast episodes, behind-the-scenes content, an opportunity to send in questions, get discount codes, shout-outs, plus more. That's patreon.com/Biblio. We'll also leave a direct link in the show details. Before we get started with today's episode, please don't forget to subscribe to our podcast wherever you're listening and leave us a rating and review. Alrighty friends, let's talk with our guest Georgia Court from Bookstore1. Hello again everyone, welcome to Biblio Happy Hour. Today we're here with our guest Georgia Court, the owner of Bookstore1, which is located in Sarasota, Florida. Georgia, thank you so much for joining us and welcome to Biblio Happy Hour.
Well, I'm happy to be here and I'm happy that it's a happy hour.
Oh yeah, it's happy hour. It's happy hour somewhere, anywhere in the world.
Wherever we are, right.
Correct. So tell us about Bookstore1. Tell our listeners where you're located and share a little bit about your town.
Okay, well, Bookstore1 is located in Sarasota. We're downtown at the corner of Palm and Main, and that's at the heart of the restaurant and entertainment district. We have a wonderful location with fabulous restaurants just across the street from us, with the fabulous Florida Studio Theater 1 block from us. By the way,
oh, wow.
FST has 5 equity stages, so there are a lot of people passing by on the way to the theater. We're 1 block from the Opera House. So lots of galleries in the neighborhood. It's just a really cool place to be, and it's a really popular spot, both winter and summer.
Oh, that's great.
It's just not a winter place.
Right. I mean, that's great. And, anyone living in Florida, we know that the height of the season is in the winter. So it's good to know that you have traffic all year round. So tell us, when did you first open Bookstore1?
Well, I opened it in March of 2011. So we've been open a little, actually March 1st was the opening day of 2011. So we've been open now a little over 8 years. And I opened it, I moved to Florida, or to Sarasota in 2009 and had no intention of opening a bookstore or any business for that matter. I was retired.
Wow.
But there was a fabulous bookstore downtown on the corner, right across from where I lived at that time. They'd been there for 35 years. That was one of my attractions to Sarasota, this wonderful arts community.
Right.
But they lost their lease and they had to close.
Ugh.
And I just couldn't stand it. So I got some people together and we it's my bookstore, but some people who could help me, and we opened a bookstore within 3 months in a new space. We were outfitted and opened and ready to go, and we have a lot of events. Our very first event was with the terrific poet Bill Hayen, who came in to do a reading.
Oh, that's
so
amazing.
There we were.
Wow. Sounds like a real community effort. And that's the thing I love about books and bookstores. You'll always find community no matter what. So, so I noticed you said you're retired, you moved down. So my big question, and it will be a question to all owners that I speak with, when you told your friends and your family that you were going to open a bookstore, what were their initial and honest reactions?
Well, it depends on who it was. Um, my family said, "Good for you." Uh, People in town in Sarasota who lived in Sarasota and knew the history of the place were thrilled
Wow.
because that other bookstore had disappeared. So I got all kinds of kudos for doing this. In fact, believe it or not, when we were opening, it was front page news in the daily newspaper.
That is
That's
amazing.
that's that's how important a bookstore was to Sarasota. There are other people, other acquaintances who
Right.
didn't know this community, who didn't know me that well, would ask, well, my goodness, why would you open a bookstore? Aren't they closing everywhere?
Exactly.
So I would get that question.
Well, see,
So
that's the exact reason why I wanted to get your honest thoughts and the thoughts of people around you, because the natural response is always, I didn't know bookstores still existed, or, you're brave, you're crazy. And of
right.
course, then
Well,
they
I
revert
am,
to, no, bookstores are a service, and I'm happy you opened it. And then the other thing too is Amazon. The big bad word, Amazon. So people are always making it seem like, physical bookstores aren't needed anymore, but I think it's quite the opposite.
Well, I agree with that, and I'm asked that a lot. I'm actually asked fairly frequently to
Yep.
give talks around town about the bookstore business,
Right.
and that's the prime question I'm asked. And I would answer honestly and say yes. Amazon is our biggest competitor, if you want to put it that way. It's not the Barnes and Noble down the street. I'm thrilled they're there because bookstores are healthy in this area.
Right.
But a bookstore, any independent bookstore, any good independent bookstore, offers services that Amazon cannot possibly do.
Yep.
The recommendations of books, a staff that is truly interested in and knowledgeable and educated in all things book, to come and ask and confer with, about what you might be reading.
Right.
What of all those new books out now? What are the best? What do you like the best? We do a tremendous number of staff picks
Right.
in the store. And the other thing that we do, and a lot of independent bookstores do this, is we offer community events. We have lots of author signings in the store,
Yep.
of course, but we also do community events. The city manager comes in and speaks. He doesn't have a book, but he comes in and he speaks.
Right.
Our chief of police comes in and speaks regularly. The city planner comes in and speaks regularly. We have people who are fabulous in our neighborhood who don't have books, but professional football player, fabulous guy, came in to talk about life in the NFL. The CFO of a Major League Baseball team came in to talk about baseball. We have become a community center, a place
Yep.
where people can come and connect. And I think that's what independent bookstores do. They don't just purvey a book.
So what would you say is your biggest challenge? And also, what is the thing you love most about being a bookstore owner?
Well, the biggest challenge is really having the books that people want when they want them. And we try our best. We have terrific buyers who are pretty darn good at that, and we're getting better and better at that over the 8 years
Right.
of predicting what are people going to really want to buy, so we have enough copies.
Okay.
Of course, we can order them, obviously.
Right.
And the thing that I like best about it is that my bookstore, that bookstore number one, is a fabulous place to connect. The people who come in and have conversations about everything under the sun, including politics and religion. We do not skip those questions
Wow.
or those conversations on all sides of the aisle.
That's amazing.
And we have respectful conversations about these kinds of things. And people know they can come in and have a conversation, and an enjoyable one, with a very knowledgeable staff. And I don't mean just about books. The one interesting thing about our staff is, for the most part, I have a lot of part-timers, and for the most part, they are retired professionals from some other significant career,
Right.
either at universities or the law profession or politics or whatever. They have deep backgrounds, and one can walk into that store and have a fabulous conversation on any topic, I think, that you can probably imagine with people in that place. So that's what I like best, is that level of conversation that happens as we connect with the community.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Are you reading anything now? You yourself, personally, are you reading anything right now?
Yes, and well, I'll tell you exactly what I'm reading right now for fun, and you're gonna laugh when I tell you. Well, for interest, is the Mueller report.
You're kidding.
No, it came out today. I mean, I had it online, of course,
Right,
but
right.
It came out today in published fashion. It's out today
Yes.
at your bookstore.
Wow.
And I am reading it because I want to read it for myself and see what's really in there, not just what I'm hearing on the news.
Correct.
And the thing that I'm reading, because it is so beautiful and I just want to read it, is Ocean Vuong's new novel, which comes out in June.
Right.
And it's called On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous.
On Earth We're Briefly
Gorgeous. And it is just a beautiful poetic novel because Ocean is a fabulous poet.
Yep. So with that said, is poetry your favorite genre?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. So your go-to, the first book you would pick up is a book of poetry.
Yeah, a book of poetry or a book about poetry would be the first sort of thing I would pick up. And actually, a nonfiction book like Mueller Report is probably the last sort of thing that I would pick up.
But right now, it's your first.
Right now, it's my first because I want to see for myself.
No, I agree. I know it's out today. Personally, I'm picking up my copy on Friday. So I'm excited to see what it's about. I, too, would like to tune out what's being reported online on the news, Twitter. I want to see it for myself as well. So I'm not surprised. I am surprised you're reading it, but I'm not surprised at the same time because I do believe, it doesn't matter if you agree or not, but I think we should all read it for ourselves to see what is really happening so we can draw our own conclusions.
Correct. That's absolutely correct.
Alrighty. Okay. So one last question before I let you go.
Sure.
What advice would you give someone who is interested in opening an independent bookstore?
Well, I would give that person the same advice that I would give them if they're thinking about opening any business. And that is there a need for that business? And, in my case, there was a clear need. There was a bookstore, a fabulous bookstore that closed. The people in town were devastated at the closure of that. That need was there. And that's the first thing is a bookstore needed in your community.
Right. Because I know there's some towns, there are no bookstores. I remember once upon a time, my round trip to a bookstore was about 120 miles.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Round trip, honestly. Wow. But I'm happy to report that I found one, and now it only takes me 20 minutes there and 20 minutes back, so I'm not complaining. But so I know, and that was a common sentiment on my Instagram page on Independent Bookstore Day. We see everyone going out, they live in major cities, to be specific, the Northeast, where they have a wide array of bookstores. And then there are just other individuals who don't have that luxury. So I know it's a book lover's dream, I want to open a bookstore, but coming from, an existing owner, I just wanted to give them a little idea of what's most important. And I completely agree with you. See if there's a need.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like all listeners to know about Bookstore1? Any last words?
The only thing is, come and see us. I mean, a lot of people come vacationing down here to Sarasota, whether they're going to the beach, whether they're coming for the opera and theater, or for symphony or ballet, or if they're coming for spring training baseball. there are a lot of people coming to Sarasota. Just, stop at the store while you're there. We love to talk with people coming through town.
Georgia, thank you so much for coming on the show. And to all our listeners, if you're in the Sarasota area, please stop by Bookstore 1. Alrighty guys, that's it for today's show. Thank you so much for listening, and special thanks to Georgia Court from Bookstore 1. I will leave all the links for Bookstore 1 in the show details so you can connect with them. Don't forget to follow Biblio Finder and Biblio Happy Hour on social media and sign up for our newsletters. To listen to full episodes of our podcast, get behind-the-scenes content, weekly business updates, perks, and more, head on over to patreon.com/bibliofinder. Also, wherever you're listening, please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show. When you do this, you're helping us to reach a larger audience, and it is one way you can help us to put independent bookstores at the forefront and help to make Biblio Finder plus the show a success. Thanks again, everyone. I look forward to talking to you in our next show.